Greetings! Today, we talk about stepovers. Last year, I made a video about the dragback spammers losing their mind, showcasing one of the sweatiest dragback kings of all time. And in one match, he ended up tallying 40 dragbacks, but I didn't really dive deep into the math of it. Like last year, I want to ask you guys to comment down below your prediction for this match. Before you do, just know that this match that you're about to see went to penalties. We played 120 minutes, and also my opponent had 41% of the ball. So before you predict how many stepovers he actually initiated, keep that in mind, with 41% possession in 120 minutes. Now I'm going to play some trippy music, fast forward the bits with no stepovers, and take a look at the counters on the bottom of your screens, which show the stepover counter for the Sweat Lord and for myself, so we can get into the math when it's all said and done. I'll see you guys on the other side. There you have it. If you've survived through that, then you deserve the full insight of what you have just witnessed. So if you guessed 47 initiated stepovers, then congratulations. You are an absolute demon and you just won yourself a lifetime supply of stepovers. But getting into the math of it, which is definitely not my strong suit, so if I messed up, it is what it is. But from what I gathered, with 47 initiated stepovers in 120 minutes, that means my opponent averaged 0.39 stepovers per minute, which means assuming every game is like that, that's 35 stepovers per 90 minutes. And if he played an entire weekend league with those averages, he would initiate around 1,058 stepovers every weekend league he plays. As for myself, I had the one single stepover. That's 0.008 stepovers initiated per minute, meaning that per 90, I would average 0.75 per game, not even one. Of course, assuming every game was like that, which means for every game, if it was like this one, I'd have around 22 and a half stepovers initiated a weekend. But then I thought, wait a minute, I had 59% possession. My opponent only had 49% possession. What do the stats look like if I account for that and we divide it up all that way? Now, obviously I'm no math wizard, so we kind of just winged it. But strictly looking at it from that perspective, if my opponent had 41% possession in a 120-minute game, that means he had the ball for 49 minutes. So looking at it that way, that's 0.96 stepovers per minute of possession. And yes, that's per minute, which means in FIFA, where time goes by faster, he attempts one per every minute he has the ball. That means that per 90 minutes of possession, he performs 86 stepovers. Absolutely unreal. I don't even know if I needed all those numbers to confirm what I felt in the moment of that game. But one thing is for sure, in these types of scenarios, the saying, "Don't hate the player, hate the game," pops up in these discussions. And that is true to an extent. At the end of the day, mechanics will always be used year in and year out. And it is up to EA to create a healthy balance. Right now, there is no healthy balance. It's definitely possible to do well without stepovers and trying to look for passing plays. I've shown you guys all year, that's how I play and that's how I've always played. But I will not deny that it's extremely difficult to do what I do and how I do it and play how I want to play compared to how it used to be. EA needs to increase a bunch of things and add and tinker with a bunch of features to promote a certain cleaner style of play, like adding second man press so that defending stepovers is easier and so is defensive multitasking, like drastically improving offensive AI, making my job a lot easier because my teammates don't do anything and the amount of combinations and entries are inexistent, which is why people go for the stepovers to glitch through a defense, because you can't really pass through a defense. The list is really endless and I could go on and on about certain things that they should and shouldn't do to help the balance. But until that happens, people who only want to win will do things like these and will resort to spamming things like these, because left stick dribbling isn't as good as constantly spamming stepovers. That's not to completely justify this sort of play style. If you play like this, it's not necessarily all your fault, but I don't know why you play at that point. This is not football at all. And it kind of just implies and it kind of just tells me that you don't have your own play style. You kind of adapt to what's broken every single year. And that means that last year you were probably the guy that I played that did dragbacks. So personally, I find it very weird that you play FIFA to break the game and not to play football. But hey, go off, King. You do you. That's going to be it for me today, though, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.